Hyundai showroom to drive a very exciting car, and here it is. Check it out. So Tom is setting up the camera right now.
Here, so the tyre we are using the Pirelli P0, and then this tyre is specially made for Hyundai with the HN logo over there. Yeah. Okay, Hyundai. Okay, made for this tyre. And then you can see at the end driving data, okay, we have a lot of function and also information. So you want to adjust anything, you can press. Is a touch screen, so you can just press at the custom tab. Okay. So this is the powertrain that you can control. Okay, basically the engine, rev matching, ELSD, and also the exhaust sound. You can adjust it. And then on the top tab there will be a chassis. Okay, it will control your suspension, steering feeling, and also the ESC.
Nice.
Okay, so this is what the car can do. Can you press it again on the powertrain? We go for the rev matching, for example. Okay, you can off the rev matching, the heel and toe, right?
Yep.
You can off it, or you can just put it to normal. Okay, if you press to normal, you can see this indicator is in white color.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh yeah, right.
Right.
Ref.
The ref is in white color. You press it to sport, and then we go to amber. If you press sport plus, you go to red. Yeah. So the system will controlling more on the heel and toe technique.
Nice.
So, but if let's say during drive you don't like it, and then you just can off it from by pressing this one. But however, in custom on N mode, you can just press this one and then the ref.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try it later.
Yeah.
Cool.
Alright, so if you want the car to help you on the rev matching, you just press this thing back on, and then the system will assist. And then you press on the left, so basically it will show you the normal, okay, sport, and also the eco. You will get the normal. So what is the most different between the i30N normal and the performance pack? Basically is the engine itself. Tuning is a bit different. Tuning is only at 250 horse. However, the torque is still the same. And then the brake system, can I transfer it to the front? In Asia region, at this moment, exclusively can sell this performance pack.
Right.
However, in Singapore, they also selling the i30N, but not the performance.
You cannot get?
They cannot get.
Oh, that's weird. Why?
I'm not so sure why, but exclusive for Malaysia is only 20 units. This is what we call the exclusive N brake system. Okay. If the normal i30N, it won't have this N exclusive brake. Okay, what is the advantage of this N? Basically, we have this system that control what we call the pre-fill brake and also an emergency pre-fill. So knockback pre-fill, the first one, as you know, when you drive on track, sometimes the brake pad, the caliper is open, right? So the system will automatically press the pressure back to normal so that you can have the brake.
Yes, that?
Yes.
Oh wow, that's crazy, right?
Yeah. So this one is actually foolproof car.
So no wait, this
Knockback. We call it the knockback pre-fill.
You call it knockback pre-fuel.
Yeah.
So it's basically a preload, right?
Yeah, preload. So meaning that sometimes during track we need to check the brake before we enter the corner. But this one.
So when does it activate itself?
Okay, it depends on the pressure, because there will be a back pressure to the ABS system. So the ABS system will detect the back pressure and then you just stick back. And one more, the pre-emergency pre-fill is sometimes when we launch the car, so it's also open sometimes. So it also close back by itself.
Wow. So every time you move?
Yeah, every time we move with a high torque, normally the brake caliper will slightly open, so the system detect and then it close back.
I think only when you are driving enthusiastically.
Yes,
then it does that. So it goes by RPM, throttle.
Yeah, so there's a lot that's been put. Have the information on it. Activated when the lateral G sensors reading exceed a threshold. So it's only activated in sport or N driving mode. Okay, because of this overboost function, it doesn't have any switches or button. because the characteristic of this overboost is depending on the situation of driving condition.
Full
Okay,
throttle.
during the full throttle, and then sometime when you enter a corner, and then when you want to exit out the corner, and then it will give you around 5 seconds to 6 seconds like that of overboost, and then you go back to normal 3.3. Okay, so how we want to know whether the overboost kicks in or not? So at the cluster meter, there will be a green colored turbine. Okay, the turbo that we are using is a twin scroll type. Okay, twin scroll turbo. So you can expect that the boost will be more earlier, yes, at 1006. And then the wastegate, we are using electronic wastegate type. That's why they can control the overboost function and so on. And then you're good to go. So
What do you mean?
Canal filter,
Oh, yeah,
whatever.
of course.
So the already think about it. No screw, no nothing, just lock it there and then
Oh. Is this a performance filter?
yes, basically yes.
What do you think of the car?
Wow, better than expected for sure. A lot better than expected.
I think one of the most talked about topic on this car is the power. What do you think of the power?
Power-wise, I'll definitely give it a 7 out of 10. It's not the most powerful hot hatch, definitely. It's not as powerful as the Civic Type R or even the Megane, I would say. But having driven the i30N today, it's really not so much about all-out power, outright lap times. This being their first try at a hot hatch, I think they're trying to prove a point. I think they got most aspects spot on.
Yeah, it's definitely an all-rounder. Everything works well. It doesn't need to be very, very powerful, but you can use everything.
I really like how I can use the entire power band like an NA, like FD2R for example. You can really use the entire power band of the car in even places like Genting Highlands, which is hard to come by these days because the cars are either underpowered or overpowered these days. So to have the i30N in between for daily drivers who want a hot hatch as well, this is one of the better choice. So let's talk about drive. Drive would be, I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10, which is pretty decent, I'll say.
Yeah, considering this is the first hot hatch that Hyundai came out with.
And I think it really deserved that. In the city, it's very tame. I like how the suspension feels. It is plush. This being adaptive, they've tuned it very well as well. So there's 3 modes: normal, sport, and sport plus. All 3 has very apparent character as well.
So how do you like the manual transmission on the i30N?
A lot. Manual transmission wise, in terms of shift quality, I'll give the i30N a solid 8.5 out of 10.
Wow.
Almost 9. But there's certain things I don't like about it, but it's very minor.
Okay. Tell us what you like about it.
Well, for one, the shifts are really precise. I like how light the knob feels.
Oh, okay.
It just it moves without effort. Some people like a weighted one. Overall, I think the shift console, the shift quality is spot on. Shifts are very precise. You find it hard to miss a shift in this i30N because the gates are all somehow more precise.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the pedals, the foot pedals, you got it right as well.
Oh.
I would say it feels like the older Civic Type R. It's just a bit lighter and more effortless, I would say.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this car have a rev match.
Yes, it has rev match as well, which I think this is the only car that you can turn off with one touch button.
Yes.
Which is here.
Yeah.
And it stays off or on permanently.
Yeah,
no matter how many times you off or on your engine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So it's very easy to turn it off if you don't want. Nice.
But I didn't get a chance to use it a lot earlier. I've turned it off permanently. Rev match functions these days are pretty much dummy proof. They work. They work perfectly. So I don't think there's anything to review here. But in the i30N they have 3 modes or more to adjust how ferocious you want the blips to be to match your driving style. So some people prefer it to be, more aggressive rev. Some people like less. So it depends how you shift. So you can choose.
Nice. Well, it seems like there are many things you can adjust in this car.
Yes. Which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's many things to customize to your liking.
Yep. So the rev match, they have the mode buttons here on the steering. You got your eco, normal, sport on one side, and then you have the N mode. You have the N custom mode. Yeah. So one touch you are in N mode.
Nice.
So yeah, which is standard these days, and they have put it in the i30N.
the tech is pretty impressive in this car. They pretty much have everything. All the safety features.
Yeah, they have most of the basic tech you will find in new cars today. They even have frontal collision assist. So it brakes for you if you don't brake when you're approaching an obstacle in front, which is rare for a hot hatch. I don't think the CV Type R has. No, it doesn't have it.
Right.
Oh, maybe the new Honda Sensing CV Type R would have it, but not the previous.
Behind here, we now have Honda Sensing, and that's standard in every single Civic, which is going to include the Type R. So Honda Sensing, this car is going to have your adaptive cruise control, your lane keep assist, and your road departure warning, in addition to the auto high beam headlights.
Yeah.
They also have all the standard lane keep assist, etc. Right?
Now we'll come to desirability.
Okay.
Yeah. This car is very desirable to me. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Which is really high.
Yeah. Yeah, I would think this car is a fantastic package. Right? It's very fun to drive. It has a lot of tech, and it's manual. It handles really well. It has this console, which they call the N green console. Green as in smile, green. Yeah. So it has like all the what do you call? They even have like a 0 to 100 timer.
Yeah.
Lap timer, etc.
Sensors, yeah, you have your boost meter, you have everything. I mean, if you want, you have the G sensor as well to track how many Gs you're pulling.
Tom clock,
1.25
let's see, 1.25
Gs in Genting Highlands.
G. There's another thing which I think is quite special, which is the launch control.
Yeah, so we have not tried the launch control today, but we just found out that it's pretty interesting. There are not many buttons you need to press to load it, but basically just ESP on, N mode, clutch in, full throttle.
Yeah.
And while that happens,
Yes.
you can even, on the steering itself, adjust the RPM that you
Want to launch
at. Yeah, so you just dial it up or dial it lower. Yeah, to get the perfect launch RPM.
Yeah.
With the N custom mode.
Yeah.
So like what Angeline said earlier, you can have the suspension in the Sport mode, Sport Plus or normal mode, while your engine's on full beans mode. In your steering, you might be in a normal mode, and your ESP might be turn on or turn off. So all these combinations you can have with the N custom mode, and all nicely displayed on the center console.
Yes.
Much like a real racing tree.
Right.
Yeah.
So earlier you drove to Genting with the N custom mode. So how did you customize your mode and why?
Oh, for me, I went with Sport suspension, not Sport Plus. I find the suspension in Sport Plus a bit firm. It skips a bit, but with the Sport mode, it's fine. I think you can even do with normal mode.
Wow. Okay.
Might just improve your experience a bit.
All right. And what else? You turn the traction control off?
I turned off the traction control, and what else? Steering was on Sport, and rev match was turned off. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Why I find it so highly desirable for me is because I like how daily it is.
Right.
I like how it is.
Just jump in and go.
Yeah. Because with the CV Type R, you have the bulbous sport seats. The Megane RS, you have the bulbous sport seats, doors and everything. But this car is a bit more simple. That's why it is. I like how I can get in and out.
Yeah.
I like the suspension modes that actually reflect how it feels. So on the road, I can have it in normal or eco. When I go to Genting, I can have it in Sport. And when I get to Sepang, I have it in Sport Plus. I also like it because it's like an underdog.
Okay.
Because it's not the most powerful. It's not the best looking for sure. It is also not the most well-known hot hatch.
Mm.
So I like it being an underdog, and I like it that it can give the CV Type R or the Megane RS or the Golf R a run for its money. Yeah.
In terms of the fun factor,
Yeah.
nice to drive.
Yeah, and also
Yeah.
because of the manual box,
Mm.
which I think is the best in its class right now.
Wow.
Mm.
Okay. But looks wise, it's not that bad. This color is actually very unique.
Yeah, and I
Right.
love the color a lot.
Yeah.
And I think it improves how the body looks.
Yes.
It's not ugly, right?
No, it's not.
It is just a bit sedate. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
So the color helps it to
Yes.
end performance blue. The only color you can buy it in Malaysia.
Right. Yes.
So this is our first try at rating the car for you,
Mm-hmm.
and I hope you like it. We hope you will like it. And please subscribe, comments down below, click the bell button, and I'll see you at the next video.